For over 1 billion years, the universe had been ruled not by civilizations, but by entities, eternals, star-born, void lords, beings older than galaxies, forged in the collapsing hearts of stars. They did not live, they were. Time bent around them. Space obeyed them. They whispered across the void, and the cosmos trembled. But nothing terrified these ancients more than the name. They didn't fear the human size, they were small, nor their age, they were infants, born just a few blinks ago. And they certainly didn't fear their technology, not at first. The Eternals had witnessed empires build Dyson spheres around pulsars and rewrite quantum reality. What could these carbon-breathing mammals possibly do? The fear began when one dared to speak. It started on the fringes of a dying galaxy sector, 87 VIA region. The ancients had quarantined after consuming its last suns. There, a human ship, the Arcbreaker, appeared. Rusted, scarred, alone. And it did the unthinkable. It ignored the warnings. The being known as Velthax, the Timeless, a creature composed entirely of sentient plasma and event horizon minds, descended upon the Arcbreaker. It meant to erase them as an example, just as it had done to trillions before. But Captain Myra Eshon, of Earth's unified stellar armada, didn't plead, didn't cower. She laughed. "You think you're a god? We've killed gods." Velthax, confused, hesitated just long enough for the Arcbreaker's quantum rail to fire. A weapon designed not to kill, but to trap. It encased the Eternal in a containment shell of inverted time fields, freezing it in a permanent state of pre-death. Velthax's last thoughts echoed through the cosmos like a dying scream. The ancients heard. At first, they dismissed it as luck, arrogance, anomaly. Then the silence fields fell. For eons, there had been no zones, dead regions of space, where even light dared not travel. Places where mortal minds unraveled and physics bled. They were the hunting grounds of the Void Fathers, elder things that fed on entropy itself. Humanity didn't avoid them. They entered. With ships armored in emotionless AI shells and powered by rage-reactive engines, they cut through the silence. Entire species watched, expecting to see humanity annihilated. But instead, the Void Fathers died. One by one. No speeches. No drama. Only black box signals that transmitted 3 words across the universe. Void secured. Human claimed. A meeting was called, something not seen in 500 million years. The Eternals gathered in the black chamber of Track Null, floating in the null space between realities. The topic? Humanity. The youngest Eternal, shaped like a swarm of broken moons, asked what many feared: why do they fight like they've lost everything already? No one answered, because the ancients had finally seen the truth. Humanity didn't fight for conquest, or curiosity, or survival. They fought because pain was their language, because hope had died on their world 1,000 times and been reborn in fire, because every human carried the grief of a planet that once believed it was alone. They didn't seek dominance. They sought reckoning. Then came the fall of Grail K, the eternal fortress world. No force had ever breached it. Its defenses included time-stuttering paradox drones, gravity mass conversion shields, and living suns genetically bound to its core. The humans came anyway. Not in billions. Just 12 ships. They didn't announce themselves. They just landed. Over the next 30 minutes, the 12 ships launched kinetic rounds, deployed war saints made of nanosteel and martyr code, and finally activated the Red Choir, a weapon made of song, sorrow, and singularities. Grail K didn't fall. It wept. The fortress itself, alive in some unknowable way, broadcasted a signal before dying: they do not conquer. They end. Tell the stars. In the ruins of that battle, one message was found carved into the bedrock, as if left on purpose. We were born fragile, but we learned to break monsters. Now, across the galactic void, whispers echo. The oldest stars shudder in their cores. The Eternals rewrite their maps. Where once they labeled sectors as dead zones, they now mark them with two symbols, a blood-red circle and the word human. And still they come, with no empire, no throne, just fleets made of fire and memory. Ancient cosmic beings, who once fed on entire species for sport, now hide in dimensions humans have yet to name. And when the brave or foolish ask why, the old ones answer in unified fear, because they are what comes after us. Because in their eyes, we saw something we have not seen since the universe began. Limitless defiance, unyielding will, and the terrifying truth, they don't want to rule the stars. They want to burn the past and write their own. This is why ancient cosmic beings fear the name of humanity.